Hello, it is I, Roller Coaster, the villain of ATX VGC.
Oh no! I mean,
back.
kinda. We're not gonna lie, kinda.
Just a little bit, right?
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks for everything, I guess. That was a great set. I enjoyed watching it. That tricking away the focus sash was such a cool play. Like, I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh, Nibs has this on lockdown because he just gets a surging strikes off for free. And then
I didn't think about it either.
Sash.
Yep. Trick is such a good move. You hate to see it when you're the recipient of it, though.
Okay. So we are back with Bat and Grape. Oh, okay. That's why Enfrey was saying.
Teams look familiar.
Yes. Okay, so we were talking about Bat's team earlier. We got Cinderace, we got Specterior, Incineroar, Gastrodon, Tapu Fini. Really interesting to be running double water, especially because those water types kind of interfere with each other. Or Gastrodon kind of like interferes with Tapu Fini. Wait, does Storm Drain stop muddy water from hitting your opponents? I know that it still hits the other target.
I don't know. I don't think it stops you from hitting your opponents.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. And Clefairy, of course. And we have that is Neoligo, Landorus, Celesteela, another Specterior, Rotom Heat, and Grimmsnarl, a Pokemon that I was insulting earlier.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. We have two Ghost Horses. Ghost Horse v Ghost Horse, which, is one of the few types in Pokemon that is super effective against itself. So that's always a fun time.
Yeah. There hasn't been, an abundance of Ghost Horse v Ghost Horse. So, I think that most Ghost Horse run Modest. Is that correct? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. So, normally I like to run max speed on any Pokemon that can, lose to itself. Like, Excadrill can lose to itself.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see, the speed interactions are definitely going to play a big part in this.
For sure. It could be all about the speed tie when it comes down to it. So, which you don't really like to see.
Want to even risk that at all. And she just straight out switches out her Ghost Horse saying, I don't want to see if we're speed tying. I don't want to see if you have Thunder Wave. I don't want to take a big hit. I'm just going to switch out.
Yeah, and Grimmsnarl's, it is Screen Snarl. It's going to go ahead and set up the light screen as well as throw up a Snarl from the Ghost Horse to mitigate that special attack damage from the opposing Ghost Horse, which is now in the back.
It looks like we have, supportive Grimmsnarl and also supportive Ghost Horse.
There's already shenanigans happening here.
Big shenanigans. Sing Clefairy, the most horrifying thing to ever play against.
Yeah,
Grimmsnarl the Scholar.
Yeah. That's a cool mark.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that a mark? That's a thing? Is it a mark?
Yeah.
It's not a mark, right? What is it called? A ribbon?
It's a mark. Well, the marks are also ribbons. But Grimmsnarl just goes for fake tears, and the Clefairy survives the Shadow Ball, which is a very, very clutch survival. Grimmsnarl's going to get Incineroar's going to get a parting shot into the Specterior, decreases special attack by 1 stage. Clefairy may go for another Sing this turn, try to break a Sash with a potential Moonblast or something like that.
Yeah, really key that Clefairy was able to get this other move off. Wasn't able to land it though. But now that the Ghost Horse is out on Bat's side, without the special attack drop, maybe she's willing to risk a speed tie, can get some redirection from that Clefairy, let it go down, and launch a big Max Phantasm into the opposing Ghost Horse.
Moonball, excellent choice for the Ghost Horse. So I
not me. Caught it in Master Ball.
You got to go the easier route sometimes. And you know what? It's a ghost. It's purple. That's a great color scheme. It looks really well. Ooh, Famished Kingdra. That's actually really cool, DJ Prime. So Clefairy just goes for a Protect this turn, trying to bait the attack into it, but it looks like they don't fall for the trick and go for a Fake Tears into the Specterior, which but the Shadow Ball does go into the Clefairy.
Interesting targeting there. We are going to see the Max Phantasm from Bat's Dynamax Ghost Horse.
and it does have a focus sash to hang on. So it seems that what could be happening here is that Bat has a more offensive Specterior, so it is modest to do as much damage as possible. Well, Infernape Grape has a supportive one running as much speed as possible to get the snarls and will-o-wisps and potential taunts off as soon as it can.
Yeah, makes sense. If Clefairy had landed one of those things earlier in the game, we'd be talking about a different story here. But now Grape is kind of free to maybe go for that spread damage and snarl again, lower the special attack of the Ghosthorse on Bat's side, which we see here.
The opposing Specterior goes for a snarl, tries to decrease that special attack output because it looks like a Grim Neigh is probably on its way pretty soon. And it also looks like Grim Snarl did not go for any priority move, so we'll be trying to get a Spirit Break to either lower the special attack further if it KO'd the Clefairy, or to pick off the Clefairy if it went for Follow Me.
Yeah, I really like this from Grape. Really just kind of mitigating those special attack boosts from Bat with both the light screen, the snarl, and the Spirit Break, which ends up going into the Clefairy, of course, because of the Follow Me. But really being in a position now to just lower that special attack.
Yeah, and we got a good old Grim Neigh to boost the damage output of the Ghosthorse, but now things look really dicey because Bat's horse is still at -1 special defense. A very strong special attacker, Nihilego, just came on the field, and it also has really high special defense, so I'm not entirely sure if Bat has a quick way through this. Oh wait, it has Max Quake.
It has Max Quake, and I've even seen Max Quake take out a Nihilego through Protect, non-Max through Protect. It's happened.
Ooh, looks like Nihilego was just bait
out
for the Celesteela.
Very nice.
Which
so
Bat did not fall for this turn. Just went for a fake out to prevent the Nihilego from doing anything. If it did choose to stay in, it's going to try to pick up the KO on this Grim Snarl with another Max Quake.
Yeah, Bat not going to target into that bait. Not going to take the bait. Going to get herself, her Ghosthorse, and her Incineroar a special defense boost with that Max Quake. But again, the damage, as we saw, that Max Quake didn't do a whole lot to Grim Snarl because of the damage mitigation from the Snarl and from now this Spirit Break.
Yeah, the Specterior isn't neutral, but this light screen is proving just to be a little too much. What's looking scary on Bat's side of the field is that Grape still has their Dynamax intact. A Dynamax Nihilego could be really, really scary to deal with. I don't know if this is an offensive Celesteela or a stall Celesteela, but neither one of them looks particularly great. I mean, Bat still has a fully healthy Incineroar, but yeah, it could get pretty dicey pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks like the Incineroar might just opt for a Flare Blitz here. And it looks like it's going into the Grim Snarl, maybe trying to prevent those screens from going up again. Trying to, put out as much damage as possible. Because now, if you're Bat, you've already used your Dynamax.
Yeah. Celesteela is going to be Grape's Dynamax choice this turn. Potentially you're going to be going for Airstreams and Steel Spikes to increase their defense. Fake Tears from Grimmsnarl is going to decrease the special defense onto the sort of frail Specterior. That Will-O-Wisp probably won't be that helpful other than the chip damage it'll provide.
Yeah, we do see a max Steel Spike.
And do you know what that means, Amy?
That means, you say it, I can't say it.
We got a beast boost!
Yeah, Celesteela is not only going to take advantage from the +1 defense from the max Steel Spike, but it's also going to get a special attack boost from the Beast Boost.
Yeah, and now with this Grimmsnarl at +1 defense, Flare Blitz is a really strong move, but it looks like it's going to miss the KO. And I'm not entirely sure if Bat has the tools to break through this Celesteela.
Especially not with one of your last Pokemon being a ground type against a flying type.
Yeah, I mean, like, water has been, like, proven to be a pretty effective way to break through steel types, but Celestial is very bulky and Dynamax right now. And Incineroar, if it does get a Flare Blitz off, I think it would need to crit it, to be honest, and I don't even think that would KO. And Bat would take an insane amount of recoil damage.
It looks like the Gastrodon does have access to Clear Smog. That could be a strategy we might see here, to depending on what happens in this turn. But it looks like Grimmsnarl is going to go for that Fake Tears again, lowering the special defense of the Gastrodon.
Yeah, with the Beast Boost and the Fake Tears, it's just kind of too much pressure to kind of keep up with. We get another Beast Boost.
We do indeed. And now that Celesteela is sitting at +1 speed, +1 defense, +2 special attack.
Yeah, and even if Incineroar was able to take out the Celesteela that turn, the Neoligo is still in the back and presumably is packing something like a Meteor Beam, so I don't really see a way that Bat can win this one. Oh, Bamboo grows really fast. That's interesting.
You're right. In the chat, you can't clear Smog a poison type. I was thinking about Haze, and I totally was not even putting this together. I was like, oh, it's the one that can take off all the effects on everybody, but no, it's not.
It's a steel type.
It's a poison.
So
Right. Yeah, and it's the single target. It's not the whole field.
Yeah. It's like an actual attack. Haze is like a field effect. So
right. Got it.
So that a very Grimmsnarl in Specterior is we saw it earlier in the stream today with Entei and Tapu Koko, and it's very similar to what was running Series 1 with Grimmsnarl Arcanine. It's a very effective Grape took the first game, so Bat needs to win this one to win again.
Yeah, and I think if you're a Bat, you might try something with the Cinderace this time, thinking it might have access to something like a Dark move that might threaten that Spectre. Get rid of it before it can really, dampen the damage output of your special attackers.
I think Bat is also going to need to break the Focus Sash on that on the Specterior before she starts going with attacks into it. And you know what? Cinderace could be a great way to help stop that, because now Grape's in an awkward position of they have to choose which screen they go for. You could kind of do a mid-ground play, because you can't burn a Cinderace.
Right.
I'm presuming
Specterior. You can when it changes its type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but seeing as how that Specterior seems to be max speed.
Yeah. It will be moving first.
It will be moving after, so it won't have the option to burn. So presumably something
after
like
Cinderace?
What was that?
You said that the Spectre, I always forget its real name. The Ghosthorsin is going to be outspeeding Cinderace.
Yeah. Specterior is base 130 and Cinderace is base 119.
Oh.
Yes, it goes before Will-O-Wisp. Cinderace is actually Flare Blitz Cinderace. That's very interesting. Breaking the any potential Focus Sash and staying a fire type.
Yeah, of course, Cinderace does have access to something like Sucker Punch. Maybe that's what Grape was anticipating there. Unsure, but either way, the Will-O-Wisp wouldn't have allowed the Sucker Punch to go off because it wasn't attacking.
Yeah, I'd say that Snarl's still an option. I missed what screen that the Grimmsnarl went for.
We're the worst.
We are terrible. Presumably they'll go for the other one this turn, so we'll find out. But the opposing Specterior is definitely okay. They went for a Reflect first turn, and now a Light Screen's going up this turn.
Yeah.
Specterior goes for a Shadow Ball into the Cinderace, interestingly enough, and which the special defense drop is not great, but without using her Dynamax Bat, gets a KO and gets a special attack boost with that classic Grim Nay.
Yeah, we're gonna see not quite a Beast Boost, but almost a Beast Boost.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's in a great position.
Mm-hmm. It can do things like pressure, like Helping Hand max Phantasms onto the Celesteela. I think that you would probably just ignore the Grimmsnarl for right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's set up its screens, it's done what it can do. It can, maybe toss some burns around or wait, that was the Ghosthorsin that has it. What is it?
Yeah.
It has the, I can't think of that fairy move. Why am I drawing a
Spirit Break?
Spirit Break, right. That does lower the special attack.
Yeah. I would imagine something like this turn would be like a Steel Spike into the Clefairy and a Fake Tears. You may even want to try and play it like pressure the Follow Me by like Fake Tearsing the Specterior and Steel Spiking that slot. But that does leave you open to the potential of getting hit by Sing Clefairy, which is very scary.
Yeah, we haven't seen Clefairy hit Sing yet in this match, but it's only a matter of time before one of them lands, right?
Yes, eventually it will hit.
It will. We do see the helping hand from the Clefairy.
So that means that a big Shadow Ball is going to come off this turn. Fake Tears comes out from the Grimmsnarl into the Specterior, so potentially could be the target of the coming either Airstream or Steel Spike from the Celesteela. Shadow Ball not doing that much damage.
Not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, thanks to the screens. Ooh, and Bat does lose the Ghosthorse, but not her Dynamax.
Not the Dynamax. Maybe a wise decision there, choosing not to Dynamax your Ghosthorse, getting as much damage as you can onto the Celesteela before you maybe bring back your Cinderace and try to get something working there.
But Gramp still has Fake Tears pressure, both the screens up, and now a Beast Boost.
That's true, but the Clefairy can.
Able to get it in the chat this time.
Yeah, the Clefairy can go for some redirection here, perhaps. Maybe just wanting to take one for the Cinderace.
Yeah, with the Airstream boost, Celesteela is actually a pretty slow Pokemon, and I don't know if they run Timid. I would imagine they might run Modest, but something like a Helping Hand G-Max Pyro Ball might be able to get the KO on it, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure what item is on that Ghosthorse Prime. I did not see a Sash either. I don't think we saw a Life Orb.
It may have been Spell Tag.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Ikari's got it.
Oh, Spell Tag, yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Tag, Spell Tag.
It's a ghost thing. I mean, do go ahead and see that Gigantamax. Yeah.
Which the targeting is going to have to be very specific. Clefairy is going for the Helping Hand. We'll have to see if Cinderace is faster than the Celesteela right now, and if it's able to get the KO. Cinderace does outspeed and does get a G-Max Pyro Ball off. Is it enough to KO the Celesteela? I think it got it.
I think it did too. Yep, the Celesteela does go down and takes its Beast Boost with it.
Yes.
Poor Celesteela.
That Shadow Ball chip could have been just exactly what Pat needed to get it in range of a G-Max Fireball. It's good that Helping Hand got it, and that Cinderace was still able to outspeed, even though it was at +1. Now you can just go safe and like do a Follow Me Steel Spike into the Neoligo, and then Grimmsnarl can't really do too much on its own.
Yeah, it looks like Clefairy, instead of going for the redirection, is just going to keep on boosting that Cinderace's attack with the Helping Hand. And we do see the Steel Spike probably headed for this Nihilego, I would imagine. Oh, it's into the Grimmsnarl,
Oh, it's into the Grimmsnarl, actually. It just gets the knockout. I say, that, like, even though Cinderace is at -2 special defense, you still have Friend Guard up, and Neoligo really can't hit Steel type, so...
Right, and now we probably see we do see the Rock move come out from the Nihilego that's going to boost its special attack by 1. I thought we might see a Sludge Bomb into the Clefairy. But it looks like that Meteor Beam is going to go ahead and charge up with the Power Herb, and it's not quite enough to get the Cinderace.
Yeah.
Some good EVs there.
Well, now Bat can go for like a Follow Me and another Steel Spike. Cinderace is outspeeding. Neoligo has horrible physical defense, so it's not going to survive this. It would have to be Focus Action. We just saw it use up the Power Herb, so goodbye, Neoligo.
Yeah, it's got some decent special defense stats, but its physical defense stats are pretty bad.
Yeah, so that's going to be game
so Bat's
2
gonna go
to
ahead
Bat.
and take that one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think we're gonna see in that third game? You think we see dueling Ghosthorse again?
I would say that it's probably going to be a very similar like lead from both players. I think Grape's probably going to stick with the defensive lead of Grimmsnarl and Specterior. And I'd say the Cinderace Specterior lead was also really good from Bat's end. The only thing that may change up is that Cinderace made Dynamax immediately this time, and could just double into the Ghosthorse.
I like that idea. I think Cinderace is a must bring. You've got to bring your Cinderace to deal with that Celesteela. Once it gets a couple beast boosts up, you really need something that's going to be outspeeding it and giving it just maximum damage in order to take care of that. So I do think the Cinderace is coming.
Cinderace, it hits because it has Iron Head and can turn to a Steel type. It can just plow through the Neoligo. It can hit Grimmsnarl super effectively. It can hit the Celesteela really hard. I think that the only thing that Bat was kind of ever hesitant on were like the Landorus and the Rotom Heat, which I'm not entirely sure if Grape wants to bring to this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Let's see. We do see the Landorus and the Spectrier.
Okay, Landorus right away then.
Yep. And the Cinderace and the Clefairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Landorus probably just wanting to put an Intimidate down on that Cinderace in case it was.
Oh, hey, Yoshi Alugia. What's up? How are you doing? Sorry, I just got excited that I saw that.
No worries.
So the Intimidate comes out from the Landorus, which is obviously going to slow down Bad Cinderace quite a lot.
I want to see Clefairy land a sing.
It's an option. So Bat may want to try to reset because the Cinderace does seem very valuable here. But potentially things that could happen would be that like Landorus could go for Airstreams. And once Landorus is at a speed stat where it can outspeed the Cinderace, it can hit it with a ground type move before it has the chance to change its type. But looks like no Dynamax is going to come out this turn.
That's the scary thing about Cinderace, though, is its ability to change its typing depending on what threats are on the field. Like, it could end up going for something like a Max Fly itself, rendering, if it's in the right position, and rendering those max, those ground type moves ineffective or be immune to it. But we do see Grimmsnarl the Scholar.
So the Grimmsnarl is still there. Grape has preserved the Intimidate. Clefairy takes a lot of damage from that Shadow Ball, and Grape's Specterior still has their Focus Sash intact. Depending on what's in the back, that could be a lot. While Cinderace can handle Grimmsnarl, Specterior, Celesteela, and Nihilego through screens pretty easily, I imagine the Landorus is going to be a lot harder to break through.
Yeah, I think that is true. Let's see. We see a Protect come out from the Clefairy. And the fake tears. Oh, but into the Clefairy.
Also into the Clefairy. And a Shadow Ball
imagine the Shadow Ball
into the Clefairy.
Yeah.
That gets the turn right.
Yep,
gets a Shadow Ball
free
into the Specterior, which will take it down to Sash. And now a Follow Me Shadow Ball just seems super free.
Yeah. It does. It seems like a Follow Me. You might lose your Clefairy here, but I think that's a good trade, a trade you're willing to make.
Yeah. Getting a KO, getting a Grimnay seems really solid. It just seems kind of positive, and I don't even know if Specterior is the mon that Bat wants to max this game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe some of that is play it by ear, right? See how many Grimnays you can get up and how much damage you take before doing it. But yeah, I definitely think that Cinderace is probably the prime candidate, especially if we're waiting on the Celesteela, which we may assume is in the back on Grape's side.
Yeah. I would imagine it seems like the Neoluga would be the obvious swap out for the Landorus, so Celesteela could still be in the back. Now Bat has gotten a Grimnay, taking care of the opposing Specterior, which I think was kind of the biggest thing slowing this her Specterior down. Not entirely sure though.
Yeah, it looks like we might see the Cinderace come back in here. Bat's got access to Cinderace and Gastrodon in the back, and Gastrodon, while it might be a way through the Landorus, is not going to be really helpful with this Celesteela. So we do see the Cinderace come on out.
Yeah, and now this next turn is going to be really tricky because you have to get your screen right. Like you could set a Reflect, but if Bat maxes the Specterior, that's kind of pointless. Ooh, Celesteela just switches
again.
out. Yeah, just the bait and switch.
All right, it's a thing.
Bat may have read, but read into the wrong spot. Landorus gets the attack drop onto the Cinderace. Bat does go for the Dynamax. Then this Landorus does seem to be very disruptive to Bat's game plan.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of moves, amazing coverage on this Libero. We assume it is Libero, Cinderace. I don't know which move it clicked though, so it'll be interesting to see. Looks like the screen is the Reflect, so maybe figuring the Cinderace is going to Dynamax.
Yeah, with a Reflect and a -1,
still
that's
does a lot of
honestly
damage.
not bad damage as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, it's a 2-shot, right?
Yeah,
and we do see the Will-O-Wisp come out from the Spectre onto the Grimmsnarl.
So Bat did read switch into Landorus, but read it on the wrong spot. Presumably, because it makes sense. I mean, like this, I think that Grape is playing like a pretty like kind of stallish game. Like they're trying to get Bat to Dynamax first.
And saving that Celesteela for when the Cinderace doesn't have access to these Gmax fireballs.
Yeah. Grimmsnarl is just going to go ahead and set the other screen to give... Oh, it's Scarf Landorus.
Yeah, and we see the Earthquake. Was it the Earthquake?
No, that was a Rock Slide.
Sorry. I missed it. I was reading the chat.
Damage to its own Grimmsnarl. Bat's getting really solid damage off onto this Grimmsnarl. This is a Shadow Ball into the Landorus. At +1, I think this will KO because it's not Assault Vested. Yeah, yep. Landorus goes down.
And it goes ahead and picks up another Grimnay, which gives it another stage of special attack boost.
Yeah. And looks like Grimmsnarl's in range of a Steel Spike, and it's going to be Celesteela versus the rest of Bat's team, I believe. But Grimmsnarl will be able to get one fake Tears off before it goes down.
Yeah, the question is, which Pokemon does it fake Tears?
In this case, would Flare be better? Because Bat did go back to back, I think. Because Bat did go back to back with the fire moves, but not into the same target. So, Landorus may have still been in range of Shadow Ball, regardless, and it would have done more damage to the Grimmsnarl. So I'm not entirely sure, but math, who knows?
He put the math out on you.
He did.
He's like, it's 350 versus 320.
Yeah.
Total damage.
Celesteela does max. Grimmsnarl is gonna go for a fake Tears into the Specterior, which is probably going to be the target of the attack, which is kind of interesting to me. A Gmax Fireball goes into the Celesteela. It does a lot of damage, but I don't think that's in range of a +2 Shadow Ball.
Yeah. Nope.
Ooh. Yeah, no, not at all.
Celesteela's gonna be living with about 30%. And it's going for the max airstream, which is going to knock out the Ghosthorse, the +2 Ghosthorse, get a speed boost for the max airstream, as well as a... Go ahead and say it.
Beast boost!
Yeah, for its special attack.
And Grimmsnarl's getting chipped by this burn here. Bat reveals her last mon to be Gastrodon, and now I think Bat really needs a Flare Blitz to KO this Celesteela.
Yeah.
Which I just don't know if it can because of -1 Reflect.
And we already know the Fake Tears Airstream from this boosted Celesteela is enough to take out the Gastrodon.
Gastrodon's in the back, which, yeah, I mean, so, like, Gastrodon should be fine in the 1v1 versus Grimmsnarl, but it's a question of, like, if Flare Blitz KOs. And honestly, like, I think that Grape should target down the Gastrodon this turn.
Yeah.
Because if Celesteela survives the Flare Blitz, Cinderace will take so much recoil from it, and it looks like potentially that is what's happening here. Flare Blitz comes out into the Celesteela.
Not quite enough.
Just misses the KO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just misses. And we do see the Airstream go ahead and target down that Gastrodon, which is, of course, enough to take it out.
Yeah. The Cinderace just couldn't do enough damage, and also Grape did like make the correct targeting choice there, because I would say that even if Celesteela is no longer faster, Cinderace can't get another attack off. Like it'll die to, like, if it doesn't go for Flare Blitz, it's
now
down
on 29 HP.
Yeah, it'll take Life Orb damage, and then Grimmsnarl can pick it off with and Celesteela's just faster.
Yeah. Interesting. I think that was really well played by Grape. I think the pivotal turn being, switching out, making some switches, baiting those attacks, when baiting the Max Quake into the Celesteela, I think was that the last game? And then also just like switching, then you Landorus in, which gets off the Intimidate and takes that Max Fireball from the Cinderace, where the Celesteela was. So I think that those two plays kind of ended up tipping the match in Grape's favor.
Yeah, definitely baiting the Gmax Fireball into the Celesteela was a huge point, but I would say that definitely making the right call and targeting down the Gastrodon
for sure,
instead of the Cinderace, because that's something that like a lot of people could overlook, because Gastrodon would have won the 1v1 versus Grimmsnarl and probably picked up the KO with Scald, or had a chance to at least.
Yeah.
But
very well
Travis
played.
Scott.
Haha, nice.
But GG's to both our players. That was a really good set. Screens can be very hard to break through.
Yeah, definitely. There's a reason why Screen Snarl has been around for so long.